Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a bi-weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Joshua Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
I would like to personally apologize for the space between episodes. I had to recover from Carol Baskin's performance on Dancing with the Stars.
Did you watch some of that?
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
We're gonna jump back in. She's still on it. We'll jump back in.
Oh man,
We watched it, and it's like Dancing with the Stars. So it's like 16 hours long. And of course they saved Carol Baskin for last because that's the only person.
It's TV, right? Yeah, it's the only one that's drawing people in.
And I said to Cassandra, I was like, so, I mean, I've seen enough of the show because, my mom used to watch it. And it's been on for 85 years. So I saw it when I was living with my folks. I was like, watch. Carol Baskin's going to dance to Eye of the Tiger. And she did.
Oh, no.
And it was glorious. And then I needed a nap for 3 weeks. So now we're here.
Oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm not.
Really? I still haven't watched a minute of that friggin' show, and I never will.
It's very weird now with all the social distancing. They're just two people dancing on corners of the dance floor.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding. Yes.
Okay, good.
But everybody else is social distance, just not the dancers.
Sure.
Okay. They're all up in each other's business.
My God. All right. Well, that's happening, isn't it?
Yeah. I gotta watch this week's episode. I'm very excited.
Well, since we haven't been together in a while, let's get our nerdy fix because I mentioned it. Does that play? Does that work?
No.
Nah, I don't think it does. Sorry. So since it's been a while since we've been together, I am just jonesing to talk about the nerdy world. So let's just jump right into this. Let's talk about the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV. See how it's affecting movies. But most of all, Brian, how is this affecting you? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
Hey, guess what, guys?
What?
Wow, that was fun. Marvel's Phase 4. Would you believe this, guys? Delayed again.
Everything's delayed.
Everything
is delayed, pushed back.
Can you believe that?
On hiatus.
So Marvel's Phase 4 was supposed to kick off back in May with Black Widow. However, the studio pushed it back to November. And though we pretty much knew this was going to happen, the movie is not going to be opening on November 20th, but instead is going to be opening on May 7th in 2021, which is basically 1 year later from when it was initially supposed to open. So this has ripples of consequences because if you delay Black Widow, you delay Eternals. If you delay Eternals, you delay Shang-Chi. And it's just a ball that keeps rolling downhill, just pushing everything in its path back.
You know what this means?
What does that mean?
Disney's experiment of releasing Mulan on Disney Plus failed miserably.
They made their money, it just wasn't critically accepted. I think there was a film theory about this where they talked about the money and how much money it made.
No, there wasn't. A. B,
I was charting with Dan. That's what it was.
B. There's no freaking way it made the money that they needed.
Oh, not the money that they wanted it to make. No.
So failure.
But they've been very clear that Black Widow is not a Disney Plus thing. That this needed to be theatrical. That this was the part. I mean,
even when theaters are open, does anything need to be theatrical right now?
So why did they jump, like, they leapfrogged Eternals over Shang-Chi?
Eternals has always been before Shang-Chi.
It's not anymore. It's now after.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, they moved Eternals from February to November, and they moved Shang-Chi from May to July.
Well, I think, the funny thing is a lot of things have jumped Shang-Chi because WandaVision was supposed to come out after Shang-Chi.
Right. But now Thor is scheduled to come out before Black Widow.
Maybe they're further. No, it's not.
Wait.
Black Widow is 5/7/21.
Uh-huh. Thor is February 11th, 21 is what this is saying.
That'll probably be pushed.
That's gonna have to be pushed. The only things that they've announced so far is Black Widow and Eternals. I'm sure all this other stuff is just not officially announced.
Yes.
Is there a chance that we see She-Hulk in Thor?
Yeah, I think they
There's
recently
a chance
cast
you see She-Hulk
somebody.
in any of these movies.
I'm saying-
they did just recently cast her.
Well, not only that, but they in the most recent I don't know if it's an Avengers series or a Thor series, like they confirm that they're in a relationship in the books.
Oh, really? I have not been reading that.
Yeah.
We'll have to look, but bigger part though. Again, this is the big gigantic boulder from Indiana Jones pushing everything back. Now, Brian, you just brought up an interesting point, which was WandaVision, because we did just get a trailer for WandaVision, and
Yeah, that looks wonderful.
strange trailer.
strange, but like I can't stop looking away. Like I've rewatched it like 3 times. I usually
You can't
don't
stop
rewatch a
looking
trailer.
away?
Yeah, can't stop. I play it and then I just turn my head and like no. No, I'm gonna listen to this. No, you're right. Yeah, I can't stop looking at it. I just keep watching it. And like, there's nothing crazy about it that I'm like, why do I have to keep watching this? But I'm just really intrigued.
No, it's because it's the only new Marvel thing we've
Is
got
that what it is?
in almost a year. When was the last Black Widow trailer released? Because that's the last thing you got.
You know what,
true.
though? I mean, like, I have watched the trailer a couple times, and incredibly well made. I just don't understand what the hell's happening.
Right, which is, I think, the point of this entire
Like, are they
thing.
trapped in something, and then all of a sudden they're flying? Like,
Well,
what?
do you want to get into the like the ideas and the theories people have
No,
about
not
this?
necessarily. I
Good,
just,
'cause
like,
don't.
I don't get it.
So Black Widow, Scarlet Witch has, in the comic books always, and very alluded to so far in the movies, she has these like reality shaping powers. She can make things around her like the way she wants them to be. So I'm guessing this is going to be a very heady, very like depressing show about how she is dealing with Vision's death by making an entire world where her and Vision live in like a sitcom life. And you're going to have like little moments that seem like I Love Lucy, and little moments that seem like Two and a Half Men, and then little moments that seem like Friends, and like it's going to be that
I get it.
for
And
10 episodes.
when we first heard about this or saw a teaser or something, I said this reminds me of the John Ritter movie Stay Tuned
Right, yeah.
from the early 90s. If you haven't yet watched that, you need to go watch that because it's like exactly
right.
what WandaVision is.
I think you're right, but if you're not going to do that, which by the way, just do it. It's not that hard. The idea is kind of like anytime you watch a show where someone's in a coma or like knocked out, and then while they're having their vision, someone's just like, "You need to wake up."
like the
it's-
entirety of the movie Grease.
No, not like the entirety of the movie Grease.
I prescribe to that theory.
Okay, well you do that. Also prescribe yourself to some non-crazy pill. So anyway, I think this is going to be really kind of, I don't know, weird, interesting, but I hope not depressing, Brian. I hope it's not that. I hope it ends with like this weird, like, holy shit kind of moment, but I hope I'm not sitting there going, oh, I feel bad for her. Like every
No,
every
I
20
think you
minutes.
will for 90% of it.
Oh, that makes
I'm
me sad.
sure they'll find a way to listen. Vision's a robot.
What?
I'm just saying, in case you all didn't remember, I know it's been a while.
Been a
Vision's a
while.
robot, and we can rebuild him. We can make him even better, stronger, faster.
Faster?
Yes, indeed. So I won't be surprised if he gets rebuilt by the end of this. But I think a lot of it is going to be her dealing with some trauma
Right.
and trying to run away from that trauma
Right.
in a world that she's created.
The other part too is I saw, is the little girl from Captain Marvel in this?
Yeah, I read somewhere
that
too
her?
that that's supposed to be her.
Yes.
Interesting. There's so many little. I guess maybe this is why I'm watching. There's so many like little things that I keep noticing every time I kind of watch it, or just even seeing her in that in the classic costume, kind of dancing by the stairs.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So I'm very intrigued. I really hope this is gonna be cool. I am very curious to see what implications this has on the MCU and how they're gonna do this. But again, in Feige we trust. So like I know the guys
Well-
got the puzzle put together. Just
It still doesn't change the fact that they did push this up. This was supposed to come out after Shang-Chi
right.
in the middle of 2021, but I guess they had it all done. But they're not even done filming Captain America and Winter Soldier. They actually resumed filming on that.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be out after Black Widow. So I'm guessing that this show does not have much of an impact on the universe at large. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to release it sooner.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Who knows? Well, I mean, Kevin Feige does, but we don't.
I mean, and the writers probably
Right,
do.
we
and
still don't
maybe
have-
even some of the actors. I mean, there's probably a few hundred people
There's a couple
that
people
know. They just all signed NDAs.
that say they can't know. Right. Well, we can't say. There's no
I will
release.
tell you who doesn't know.
Us.
That kind of nerd.
That's very true. There's no release date either, so we don't have a date as to when this will be premiering on Disney Plus. But again, if you for some reason don't have Disney Plus, this is a thing that will now start giving you Marvel stuff because we don't have Marvel stuff. So run to this and embrace it with open arms at some point. And watch all the subscriber numbers go up. But now that we are done talking about Marvel, let's turn our attention over to DC over there, which is going through a little bit of a thing. What to start off with first is that we are going to be saying goodbye to Supergirl on the CW with the end of the 6th season that will debut in 2021. It will be the last. I'm a little sad about this. This show has grown on me a little bit. And it's gone through a lot. Everything from starting on a different network to, finally moving over to the CW and finally even tying in with, the rest of the Berlanti-verse. This is going to be interesting. Josh, I know you did not watch nor care for this show.
Nope.
But so Brian, I open the floor to you. Supergirl ending after 6 seasons. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm upset. I really enjoyed Supergirl, and I love Melissa Benoist in this role. I think given the fact that we have a Superman and Lois show coming out, that it makes sense. Not because we can't have a Supergirl. It's just like Supergirl for the longest, like for these past 5 seasons has been, let's take a classic Superman story and put a Supergirl spin on it. And now that I have that, then from a writing perspective, it probably is going to be a little bit difficult to keep them separate. So I guess at that point, canceling it is the best call. But I don't know. Like, as excited as I am for the new Superman show, I really liked Melissa Benoist. And I really thought this character was good. And I loved this in season 1. And I was very highly enjoying it. So, I mean, I'm sad to see it go. I'm interested to see how they wrap things up. And if I'm curious if they just write her like out and like write her like she goes off planet, or if they just keep her doing her thing and then maybe she'll show up in the Superman and Lois show and cameos or what have you.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know.
I'm thinking we'll get her for some crossover events. We'll get her for big things going on, or maybe pepper her in every now and then. I think she'll be one of those, hey, we need a MacGuffin kind of stuff. Supergirl, and see what we can do. But I mean, this show took a while to grow on me. I did not enjoy the first 2 seasons the way that you did. So, but I came around.
I enjoyed this show.
You have been since day one advocating for the show.
Yeah,
but I mean, let's also face the fact: 6 seasons is a pretty good run for television.
Run. It's a great run for a show like this in general. I mean, let's be real. Arrow got 8?
Yeah.
Flash is going into season 7.
Mm-hmm.
And this is 6 seasons. This is a solid run for a superhero show like this. You can't really say that any other live action superhero show outside of these Berlanti first shows have lasted that long. I mean, you had 4.5 seasons of Lois and Clark. That's the closest you got.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so
Lois and Clark was a Lois and Clark show. It was not a Superman show.
I am rewatching that right now. I stopped.
It's so great.
Oh man,
it's so bad. It's good.
They took
it's
Lex
so
Luthor
bad.
out in season 2.
Yeah,
he's in the first season.
Done.
He's in the second season, and then he's done. And then he's just he's in 3 other episodes after that.
Speaking of Lex Luthor, John Cryer as Lex Luthor in this Supergirl show is great.
Yes,
he's fantastic.
Well, John Cryer's good.
I think he's next to.
He's been a good actor for decades.
Yeah, I know. I think he's one of my favorite Lex Luthors. Is my point.
Oh wow.
Like,
yeah.
Who do we got? We got Kevin Spacey, Gene Hackman. I mean, if you include the animated series, Clancy Brown, right?
And Eisenberg,
and then Cryer. And who? Oh, and Eisenberg. Not
right. Sure.
Not Lex Luthor. Anyway, so I mean, in regards to that, like, it's Clancy Brown and then John Cryer. I think he was even better than Gene Hackman. Like,
yeah, interesting.
Very good. I mean, my point is the casting on the show was great. The stories were well done. It was a very positive, hopeful show. She was wonderful. I'm going to miss it.
You will be missed, Supergirl, but thanks for the fun. Thanks for the good show. All right. I hope everyone's got a helmet on. If you have any sharp objects around you, I would remove them for a minute. And Brian, I want to make sure you're in a safe place because we need to talk about DC Universe. So for weeks, for months, ever since HBO Max has started to just gobble up anything that has to deal with the DC world at large, the big looming question is what the hell is going on with DC Universe? What's happening with DC Universe? And now we have the official answer from DC themselves. DC is going to close down DC Universe and instead make DC Universe Infinite now. So basically the comic book aspect, again, from what I just gleaned at, the comic book aspect of DC Universe will stay alive, so you can read all your digital comics and all that fun stuff on DC Universe Infinite. All the DC Universe originals and live action and the stuff that we have, kind of come to like there will now just move to HBO Max. So HBO Max has yet again foiled something that has to deal with DC and AT&T and all that weird stuff. So Brian, thoughts, feelings? Josh, I know you were also an annual subscriber. I'm kind of curious as to how you guys feel about this, and more importantly, what's the future of you paying for this service and your money going to DC?
I think for $75, it's a steal. I mean, especially when you consider what a comic book costs. If you're going to read them and you don't mind not collecting them, this is a really good deal. Now, access to 24,000 books,
right?
DC's got to be over 60,000 by now. So, like, I'm not really sure what that includes and what that doesn't. And is in line with what Marvel offers at a 20%, premium. Basically, it's. I don't know whether the Marvel thing is worth subscribing to. I don't. But I will probably continue paying for DC just to have the access to all the books.
One of the things that you said, Josh, about DC Universe was that it was one of the best digital comic reading apps on the market.
It's my favorite one. I haven't found and I've had paid comic book viewers, comic book readers, and I haven't liked any of them as much as I liked the interface that DC Universe used.
So the $1 million question is, if the access, what was the access previously? Was it $10 a month for?
I paid for the year. So
what was the year?
75.
Oh, so it's the same cost. So
yeah.
Okay, so the same cost though, but you're getting less stuff. I mean, is that?
I don't care about that though.
Okay.
Like it didn't.
Because now you have to pay for HBO Max to get the shows, and then you're
right. But I mean,
same price for the comics.
I'm gonna have this. We would assume same, if not similar, access through HBO Max, which I already have.
Right.
But they're not going to give me all the books. I'm fine with it. Like, it doesn't really bother me. It's just one of those things that, like, $75 to read all the comic books I'd want to read. Sure.
So provided they don't make any changes to the reading app, you're going to stay a subscriber to DC Universe Infinite now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Brian, I have been salivating waiting for you to talk to me about this and your thoughts and feelings. Good sir, the floor is yours.
I waited for this moment to log in and cancel my account on air.
Oh, wow. All right.
No, I'm legit looking at the cancel my subscription page.
Okay.
Here's the thing. When is this change supposed to take place?
The service will be available in North America in January and changing internationally in the summer of 2021. So January is the official end of DC Universe as you know it.
Okay. So looks like my membership is already renewed for the year. And hang on.
There's a wrinkle.
I'm sorry. No, it hasn't yet. It renews December 18th for the year. And Josh, you might want to look at your membership because this is telling me $59.99 annually.
Oh,
now.
Interesting. The article said.
So
yeah, the article definitely says 70.
I'm looking at $59.99 annual, renews on 12/18. You might want to just take a quick gander yourself. But
yeah,
here's my thing. I'm looking at the DC Universe page right now, and then I have HBO Max up in front of me, and I still see things. The migration hasn't happened completely yet. So I'm afraid if I cancel it now, that one day where I finally say, I'm going to watch Swamp Thing, I'm not going to be able to.
Right.
So, and there's still things on here that are not on HBO Max, like the 90s Flash and Lois and Clark and Birds of Prey from 2002, which was a terrible show, but I would love to rewatch it again. Even some of the animes, like not all of the stuff on here is on HBO Max. So here's my stand. I will pay for this for one more year. It's going to be another $60. Great. I will pay for it for one more year if everything that I see on here makes the migration to HBO Max and I can watch My Young Justice, Swamp Thing, all these older shows, then this is going out the window. I don't need it because as much as I do love comic books, I prefer to go support my local comic book shop and buy the actual hard copies. I'm not a huge fan, even though the digital comic book reader is great. I'm not a huge fan of reading comic books that way. That's just my personal preference.
Right.
So no condemnation on Josh's end. I completely get why you would keep it for just the books. I am not going to do that if, in fact, all this stuff ends up on HBO Max. If that's not the case, then... But from what I'm reading and from the very nice email that DC Universe sent me, it seems like the story is everything movie and television related that's on here is going to go bye-bye and go to HBO. And this is just going to be a comic book reader. And if that does happen over the summer like it's supposed to, I'm out.
Well, it'll be over the winter. So it's January 21st, I think they said, is when the transition's going to happen, that it's just going to become
I thought you said something about over the summer.
The summer for international users. Us here in the good old US of A. This is a January 2021 thing.
So really, if I want to get my money's worth out. So honestly, if I cancel it now, listen, if I cancel it now.
Here's the other part.
I save $60 and I'll only have 3 weeks of not having that content.
Right.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. While you mull this over,
No, I'm canceling it right now.
Okay. Well, while you're canceling,
on your recommendation,
while you're canceling, let me read you some other tidbits about this.
Okay.
If DC Universe fans want to start following the film and television content on HBO Max, there is a special offer available that eligible subscribers will be able to upgrade their service to include HBO Max for an additional $5 a month. But that deal is only available from now through October 30th of 2020. So if you don't have HBO Max and you're a DC Universe subscriber and want to grab HBO Max, it's only $5 a month, which is a pretty good deal.
Good. I already have HBO Max.
Great. So every DC Universe Infinite subscriber, existing members, or people who join during the pre-order window will also receive a $25 voucher for the DC shop. Or, of course, if you do it monthly, they give you less money. You receive a $10 voucher. So you can buy some, DC swag. So they're trying to reward people by saying, hey, if you don't have Max, get Max for $5. You already have it, so not for you. But hey, also, here's some money to buy. Here's some DC money to buy some DC stuff. Go to the DC store. So they're trying, but I mean...
So their answer to accommodate this bullshit decision is to give me $25 to go to their shop and buy a $50 item.
Yeah, right. And
I still lose $25.
Right. And to my point earlier, when I said to Josh, hey, it's the same price annually and you're getting less content, that's kind of a jerk thing to do. Their answer is, well, if you don't have HBO Max, it's only $5. It retails for $15. So like a $10 savings for that. Okay, that's actually making me feel a little bit better. I mean, I'm still spending more money than I would have to, but that's not a bad way to soften the blow for this. But yeah, the voucher is just like, hey, give us more, and here's a little bit of money, but you can't buy everything with it because it's only $25. I doubt they have a $25 item. So
they have like some phone cases for $15.
I know, but like it's not what we want. So
anything that's cool is over that. Oh, yeah. Holy shit! Batman 80th anniversary phone case, $35.
There you go.
Batman Legacy phone case,
so
$35.
Your position is this, Brian. You will hang on to your subscription that you have.
Although they have a home decor section.
Okay. So your opinion, Josh, is you're going to keep this going. You like the DC Comics reader. You think this is a good value for the way that you read comics. Brian, it seems like, hey, as long as all the content migrates over in January, I can go that 1 month that you have that gap without DC Universe to live your life. It's not worth renewing for a whole nother year just to get that month coverage.
I mean, if all of this content is going over to HBO Max, which sounds like it is, right?
What it's supposed to.
Great.
But as we see with HBO Max, there's been a very big rolling aspect of this stuff, so we'll see. So,
right, but even if they roll out like a couple of, like, even if I just get it a little bit at a time, if I get it.
Right, yeah, you should be able to. So here's the other part, though, coming to HBO Max. So again, stuff that should have gone to DC Universe, but now going to HBO Max, is apparently we are getting a Suicide Squad spin-off starring none other than John Cena. We're getting...
okay, you're moving on to the next story.
Yeah.
I still need to know, should I
done on
cancel my subscription?
I say cancel it in December. Go 1 month without it.
If I cancel it now, I still have it till December 18th.
Okay, yeah, then cancel it now.
Because I paid for the year.
Yeah, then cancel it now.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to cancel your
Here's the deal. Cancel it now, right? If it comes to December and you're still jonesing for stuff that isn't on HBO Max, 1 month of this is like $8. Like, it's worth doing that 1 month than it is to do a whole year.
Yeah, and I got Josh to tell me if any of the movie stuff is still there come January 1st. Josh, you're going to be my spy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the inside man there. All right. So,
No, it's been canceled. It's done.
Moment of silence
It's over.
for cancellation.
I barely
of DC
knew
Universe.
ye. So sorry, DC Universe. I was excited for you. But then you screwed with my emotions. All right, we can move on.
Right.
HBO Max.
Perfect.
John
HBO Max.
Cena.
Peacemaker. Starring John Cena.
Yay!
Coming
I guess he
2021.
survives the movie.
I have a feeling that he's not going to survive the movie, and this is just like stuff before he dies. I don't
You think
know.
it's a prequel?
I have no idea. I'm talking out of my ass. Apparently,
I
James
wouldn't
Gunn.
mind.
James Gunn wrote this
While he was bored in quarantine.
he was bored in quarantine.
Because
Productive.
that's what you do when you're a writer.
Yeah, why the hell not? So come into a streaming service near you in 2021 somehow. Production's supposed to start early in 2021, so we're not going to see this till way after the Suicide Squad. My apologies for not putting
And then
the
we'll
in
know
front.
whether he dies or not.
Right, which is supposed to be in August of 2021. So we'll have a little time for this. We don't know the character, so I can't say, are you excited or anything like that? But
I'm excited for John Cena to be a supervillain in general.
yeah,
Give me 10 episodes of that. Yeah, it'll be a lot
Sure.
of fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's hilarious.
He is an underrated actor.
Yep.
Honestly, like anything he's done has been highly enjoyable. And let's be honest, Fast 9 is going to be his breakout thing, where just like The Rock had his breakout role with like, what would it be? What was The Rock's big thing? Fast 5. This is going to be the big thing for John Cena.
how dare you discount the Tooth Fairy in Game Plan?
My point is this. Yeah, Walking Tall, the rundown, the game plan was not what
No,
what put The Rock in everybody's
It was
house.
probably it was probably Ballers, guys. To tell you the truth.
It was probably not Ballers. It was definitely Fast 5.
I think Ballers made him an actor. I think the Fast and Furious stuff made him a star, a superstar.
Oh, fair. That's fair. That's
right?
fair.
Right. I think that's the caliber that we're going for.
And
All
my
right.
point is, Fast 9 could possibly do the same thing for John Cena. Between that and the Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
he's gonna be big.
He's going to start getting some acting under his belt. At the end of the day, this is what's going to be the big stuff coming from coming from DC Universe over to HBO Max. These are the big things, right? Titans, you are going to have Swamp Thing there, Brian.
Sweet, because I still haven't watched it.
The
And I would like to.
completely forgotten Stargirl, which has just been like twisted
Haven't
in the
completely
goddamn
forgotten
wind,
it.
right? Young Justice.
Good. That's the
back.
whole reason I signed up for DC Universe to begin with.
We're going to have all the Harley Quinn shows, right? The animated Harley Quinn series.
Have you watched that show?
I haven't, but I heard very good things from
it's
you.
fantastic.
Right? And then of course we're going to have the highly anticipated, I can't believe I said that, I'm reading an article, Snyder Cut of Justice League, which, by the way, just for 2 seconds, did you see the trailer for the Snyder Cut?
Yeah.
And they used fucking Frank Sinatra's My Way. Oh, piss off, trailer company. Fuck you pretentious douchebags.
I had Popper Thornton picking my brain for my thoughts on the Snyder Cut or via text message.
This is
the
as
other
much
day.
attention as I want to give the Snyder Cut. I'm just saying that son, while
Listen.
right on the nose, fuck
Hey.
you.
First and foremost, I guarantee you it's going to be good. Like
No. Okay.
there is no doubt in my mind that this 4-hour epic won't be good. but I just don't understand Warner Brothers
I do.
business making decisions.
They're spending $70 million on reshoots. And
More.
Henry Cavill, not even part of the fucking reshoots.
So clearly we don't need Superman back.
What is
for
going
these.
on with this movie? I'm sorry. This was not a topic.
It's not a movie anymore.
It's not a movie.
It's a 4-hour.
It's a 4-part miniseries. It's clearly they already had all the footage for Henry Cavill, which probably makes sense because if he was signed on for Mission Impossible, they probably shot all of his stuff as soon as possible and said, "We don't need you anymore. Go ahead." And then Joss Whedon came on board and said, "But I want to add stuff," and brought him back. So I'm not surprised that Henry Cavill's not a part of the reshoots.
Does that mean I'm not having Shrek face mustache removal Henry Cavill?
Yeah,
over the movie?
that entire scene is gone
Thank God.
because that was a Joss Whedon thing.
I mean, that didn't help the movie. It hurt the movie, but also that removing that will not make it better. Like, this is going to be a dumpster fire. No, I'm
first and foremost, it's not a movie anymore.
okay.
It's an epic. Secondly,
putting lipstick on a pig.
Listen, the trailer was good. The CGI could use a little bit more improvement, but other than that, the trailer was good.
That's what the $70 million is for. All right. Anyway, I don't want to
$70 million is for
just for
Ben
reshoots.
Affleck and Gal Gadot to come out with their freaking face mask and reshoot.
All right, I want to move on. I want to move on to the world of TV and movies and a segment that we call Screen to Stream. Brian,
CJ,
you are our resident horror fan.
Okay.
It's the month of October, or
Indeed.
about to be the month of October.
Soon.
This is normally when I would say, "Hey, Blockbuster, and well, look at all those movies that are coming out. They're
It's
scary."
spooky season.
Right. No spooky season.
This is the time of year at Blockbuster where I would be setting up the Halloween wall.
Right.
Halloween is canceled.
Yeah. But Blumhouse, the studio that brings you pretty much every really cool horror film that doesn't cost a lot of money, like, Paranormal Activity, The Invisible Man recently that we all kind of enjoyed, is now...
I really enjoyed it.
It was a good movie. Is now introducing 4 horror movies that are going to drop on Amazon that they're, lovingly putting as the Welcome to Blumhouse collection. I will say this: I'm not a horror movie guy. That's not my thing. But Blumhouse, when they make these stuff pretty good, I'm intrigued. Like Happy Death Day, big fan of that movie. And these 4 movies, just from this trailer, caught my eye. I'd love to get your thoughts on this.
This looks really interesting. I'm interested to know if this is their if they're going to start like a horror anthology type series just under the Welcome to Blumhouse banner. And you can just do hey, quick hour and a half, not theatrical. We'll dump them all on a streaming service and we'll put it under this banner. Kind of like the way Tales of the Crypt was, just without the intro and outro. I'm excited. I watched this trailer and I was, very intrigued. There's some interesting stuff going on. Looks like 2 movies drop on October 6th and the other 2 drop on October 13th.
Yep.
So
Black Box, Evil Eye, The Lie, and Nocturne, right? Yeah, Nocturne.
Don't ask me what any of them are about, but they look very interesting.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Brian, because you're right. In the trailer that we put in the show notes, it's just kind of jumping in between different scenes, just showing
just kind of showing all of it
stuff
together.
However, the IndieWire article that we have in the show notes actually has a synopsis of all 4 movies, so you can kind of get your education on what's going on, but. Just kind of, again, a cute little anthology. Blumhouse makes movies for a nickel, right? And then turns around real quick and makes a profit on them. That's their whole philosophy. Do something new, do something cool with genres of horror and make something happen. And, they got a couple misses, but they got a couple hits. So Josh, as the person who I would never go to a horror movie with because you would punch me in the face for some reason wildly throughout the thing, did this trailer intrigue you at all? Is there anything about these 4 movies that are...
No.
In the wheelhouse? Okay.
No.
How about from the business perspective of, listen, these were probably slated to come out during this year or maybe early next year, but now everything's getting pushed back and dumped, and let's just put them on Amazon Prime and see if we can do that. What do you think about that as a business model kind of for these small studios to at least still get their work out?
Well, are they premiering on Prime as a premiere rental purchase thing, or are they going to be available for all Prime members?
I'm going to assume they're going to be available for all Prime members.
Then it doesn't do anything for Blumhouse, really.
You don't think Amazon just gives them a big dumpster of money and says, "Here you go"?
No, I think anything that is free to everybody who already subscribes doesn't do anything for the brand.
They have to pay licensing to Blumhouse.
Well, no, I get that. I'm not saying Blumhouse isn't making any money. I'm just saying that if it's free, right? I mean, you're already there. If you're a horror fan, it's not gonna make you subscribe to Prime.
Yeah, but
if you don't already have it.
We're also assuming that streaming services make money solely on what new subscribers they get. I don't know if that's true. I mean, it's a mystery how they make money. I just in general, but there's got to be something.
That's the bigger part. They don't. They're all in the red.
There's got to be something to the amount of views these things get.
Well, sure, but like I don't think that anyone who isn't already interested in watching a horror movie is going to be like, "Oh, it's on Amazon Prime. I'll watch it." Like, probably not.
No, but I mean, I'm talking to my wife about, hey, this October we should watch a new horror movie every night, and like this is a lot of people do that, and so like it's nice to know that like, hey, I can jump around and like, hey, let's watch this one on Netflix, let's go to this one on Prime, let's watch something new, like all of that kind of stuff. It's just I don't know. I don't think anybody is subscribing to Prime because of this, but I do think that there's something in it for them. There's got to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't care.
All right. I want to talk about this next trailer that we have in here that I dropped in. It's called The Comeback Trail.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked to see this cast, right? We got Robert De Niro. We've got Zach Braff, right? We've got Morgan Freeman.
Emile Hirsch.
Thank you. My everything just decided to freeze on me, so I apologize for not being able. Tommy Lee Jones. It looks really interesting. When I first saw this, though, I got very instant flashbacks.
It's not like Space Cowboys or some other,
So I'm glad you say that, right? Because this reminded me immediately of Going in Style. Ironically enough, starring Morgan Freeman, also had Michael Caine and Alan Arkin, directed by Zach Braff. Hence why my alerts were going up all over the place, right? Which was basically an old man heist movie.
Yeah.
And it was, listen, I love Zach Braff.
This reminds me of a dark version of Bowfinger with murder.
Sorry, I had to.
Have you ever seen Bowfinger? Eddie Murphy, Steve Martin?
It's been way too long. I'm sorry.
It's a very similar concept of we're going to make this fake movie and we're going to pull the wool over people's eyes type of thing. But like the guy they cast is also like their biggest problem. Same thing here. It's just like they cast Tommy Lee Jones because he's a high risk guy so that they can make a ton of money off of him. But he's got like 9 lives. Like no matter what you do, he survives somehow. Yeah, I think it's a fun concept, and Zach Braff's perfect for a role like this. I'll watch it.
And Zach Braff just I had to check it, right. Not producer. He's not directing. He's not involved with any of that stuff. He's just an actor in this. As I was watching this is 2 minutes and 46 seconds long, right? And again, my alert, my shields were all the way up. Like, you're never going to win me over. And the more and more I watch this, I'm like, God damn, I really think this movie is funny. Like, this looks good. I like this concept. I'm excited. I want it to be in my life sooner rather than later. I definitely think this is going to be pretty fun. This is supposed to be coming to theaters in November of 2020, so I guess in VOD in 6 months after that. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to sit down and watch this, but I'm definitely intrigued.
Well, now that drive-ins are closed, we're screwed.
Wait, drive-ins are closed? Oh, right, because it's cold.
It's a summer.
Over.
Summer's over. I went to the drive-in once.
This is why I want to make an indoor drive-in.
That wouldn't be a drive-in.
You would die, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you die?
No. You make it like a football stadium.
From the carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
I will find a way. We'll put garden hoses on everything and we'll put the carbon monoxide outside.
So you made a suicide booth. That's what you just did.
I'm just saying there's got to be a way to do it. You get out of your car in the parking lot and you go into another car inside.
Oh no, I got this, right? You leave your car, right? You go into this building, but instead of sitting in car seats because they're very uncomfortable or a lawn chair, you sit in a really comfy seat. Maybe it reclines or something like that, and then you can like sit there and watch the movie in like air conditioning. And I just
no, that's never going to catch on.
I just reinvented the movie theater. Damn it.
You didn't reinvent the movie theater. You just said the same thing.
You described the movie theater, yes.
Also, Adam Sandler is continuing to sell his soul to Netflix, and he's making another movie, which I think looks really dumb and stupid. Someone else has an opinion on this.
This is Adam Sandler's revenge for not getting an Oscar. Come on.
I mean...
Look, people are going to keep giving him money to make movies.
It looks ridiculous.
If you have a problem, just tell Netflix to stop encouraging him. Like, I don't know what else to tell
doubt...
you.
Listen, every Adam Sandler movie that comes up, I thumbs down it. I don't even watch it. I just give it a thumbs down.
Is this still a part of his original, 8-film deal? This might be still a part of the same deal.
It doesn't matter. They're gonna keep the problem is he gets the numbers for them, so they're just gonna keep feeding the algorithm and be like, "Here, what do you want to do next?" I want to talk like this. I have a movie, and then I want to throw sausage at somebody. Good, go with it. Like they're just.
I'd watch that movie.
Of course you would. I'm happy to see Kevin James working. I mean, I'm loving his YouTube channel right
as
now.
long as there's Happy Madison, Kevin James is gonna have
Kevin
a job.
James has
Same
a
as
job.
Rob Schneider. They didn't show him in the trailer, but I'm sure he's gonna pop out saying
Steve
Buscemi.
He's in this movie.
Tim Meadows.
Steve Buscemi can live off that HBO money, right? He's in it with Mark Wahlberg. He doesn't need Sandler anymore.
Steve Buscemi he's in it. He's in it for the art, my friend.
Oh yes, he is. The man has his money. If he wants to drive cross-eyes and drive a Ferrari,
as long as he can show up as a cross-eyed, slack-jawed, whatever, he's gonna do it.
It's still weird. Every time I watch Boardwalk Empire, then I see him. I'm just like, you're the guy who drove that Ferrari cross-eyed.
You're the guy that put lipstick on
and crossed people off.
That's right.
Anyway. This looks terrible, but it's a Halloween movie and people love Halloween movies. And apparently Netflix and Adam Sandler, he must have dirt on somebody, right? That's the only explanation I have.
No, dude, people genuinely like his movies.
I like Adam Sandler. I don't like his movies on Netflix. They suck.
Uncut Gems didn't suck.
That wasn't a Netflix movie. That was an A24 movie.
No, it was A24.
Oh, okay.
A24 makes great movies. Yeah. So, whatever. So be it. It's there. Yay. If you like Halloween movies, you love it. If you're watching Hocus Pocus for the 90th time, at least now you can watch this and watch something different.
It's just Hotel Transylvania, but live action.
I hear Hotel Transylvania movies are good though.
The first one was okay.
The first
I don't know.
Okay. It goes real downhill real quick.
I'm sure it plummeted.
Yeah,
but that's what I saw the trailer. I was like, it's just Hotel Transylvania.
Yes. Now, Josh, this next Netflix thing is 100% up your alley. And Brian, I guess this is where you tune out and you walk away for a little bit.
Or I say something that you both will get angry at me for. We'll see.
There is a very popular award-winning podcast called Sonic Exploder, my apologies, who is now getting their own official Netflix show. And this looks really great. This is diving into artists with Alicia Keys, Lin-Manuel Miranda, R.E.M., so many other artists, and kind of breaking down their songs. They're breaking it down from the musical elements to the writing, just really kind of examining and exploring how a song goes from conception all the way to execution, and also what happens afterwards. It's going to premiere on October 2nd on Netflix. I'm really excited about this. I used to listen to this podcast. I have a great episode, Brian, about the theme of Bob's Burgers, which is totally right up your alley. I think you'll really enjoy it. But Josh, knowing you're the music guy, what are your thoughts on this?
And not just, I'm not just in it for the music. Netflix does this type of series really, really well. So this is in the same vein as Chef's Table, the Playbook, which is a sports where the coaches are talking about the process.
Sure.
It's exactly
Ugly Delicious.
Ugly Delicious, Mind of a Chef. It's all sort of in that realm. And Netflix does it incredibly well. These are not all the people I'd want to see,
sure,
but it gives me hope that there'll be more. Bringing people in with Alicia Keys and Lin-Manuel Miranda, Michael Stipe, that seems cool. Netflix has done this kind of thing very, very well. So I'm excited to see it. I'm hoping for a better, maybe, more eclectic, not so.
Sure.
This is all very current.
How do you grab people in right now, right, to make them interested in this? You get them the sugar, right? You just pour a bunch of flashy lights and confetti on them, right? And then they're hooked. And then season 2 is let's go to the deep cuts, right?
No, and look, as one of my favorite documentaries of probably the last 10 years, and it's a musical one, is It Might Get Loud, which is Jimmy Page, Jack White, and The Edge. And there's something about listening to these artists discuss the process and show you how things come to life. And that's a pretty intimate thing for a lot of these artists. So I'm definitely interested to see, especially Lin-Manuel Miranda's process and how he talks about it. And that's why I'll watch.
While Lin-Manuel Miranda was a big draw for me, I'm actually more excited to see the Alicia Keys thought process, because I think she's incredibly talented and
she is super talented,
very smart, and I really want to get into the anatomy of how she puts things together, and more importantly, I think for her, the creative part after the song's out, right after it's there and it's something that you are now in your repertoire, you start singing on it. Very interested to see what about this. This is also this is also the co-host of the West Wing Weekly, Josh. So if you want to get another podcast on your belt, the West Wing Weekly is a fantastic show. All right, Brian, this is where I turn it over to you, and you somehow take a shit on this or just say this is boring and why are people listening to this?
No, I'm not going to take a shit on it. Like we all know that music's not my big driver. I actually, surprisingly, I enjoy a lot of music documentaries. I watched what was that one you had me watch, Josh? The Defiant ones. I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah.
I'll just be skipping the Hamilton episode. That's it.
Okay. His stuff is way beyond Hamilton.
I get it, but he'll be talking about Hamilton, and it was not my thing.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's just about that.
I think you will be very interested, Brian, about how he did that, what the thought process was like.
We'll see.
Did you watch the Beastie Boys?
Not yet. No.
Special on.
Damn it.
Neither of you watched that.
It was what, Apple TV?
It's on Apple TV,
right?
Yeah. It was fantastic. The Defiant ones was excellent, but that was it was an HBO thing, right?
That was HBO, yeah.
Which was, anytime you get like Dre and Jimmy Iovine together, again, there's two icons, both in process and in just the music industry in general. But
selling a brand for like $2 billion, yeah. They're smart.
Right. But watch the Beastie Boys thing. Yes, I'm interested in Alicia Keys. I think
I get yeah.
I think her process is a whole lot more collaborative with others.
Right. Than just one man figuring it all out by himself. I mean, Lynn wrote the music, the score. I mean, like he did pretty much everything for it. So
yep.
I'm very interested. If this is something that excites you, there is a podcast for this too that is really good and has a lot of great episodes. Find a song that you like, and there's probably an episode for it, and you kind of go through and be surprised. Okay, I saved the big one for last. We got finally the teaser for season 2, The Mandalorian. Whew, guys, this is the way that you drop a trailer.
This is the way.
Oh, I didn't mean that. Happy accident. All right. I still know nothing, but at the same time, I am fully erect, so I don't know what to do. I have to wait for October 30th, and that's unfair. So
this is gonna be wonderful, and not just because the child, that's the character's name, not Baby Yoda. The child,
Baby Yoda,
is adorable, but oh my gosh, just I'm so happy with the way they're portrayed this character. He is it's just so interesting to watch.
Yeah.
And a rumor is, we'll have a little Boba Fett cameo in this. So I'm interested to see how that works. But this trailer is awesome. Just awesome.
Talking about, we just talked about Sonic Exploder.
I'm actually watching this trailer.
Good.
Keep talking.
Examining how songs are made. The process in which they filmed this show.
For the record, if they could do a documentary about like movies and television like that, I'm all about that.
There's a featurette for The Mandalorian that breaks this. But what's really cool is that they don't use a green screen in this show. They use this half dome that
Yeah,
is full
I
of
read
LEDs,
this.
and then they use the Unreal Engine, the video game engine,
Yeah.
to load up the actual scenes and the sets essentially. So because he's wearing armor like that, you get the natural light bouncing off of him, and it looks real, and the actors feel that it's real. But it's just so damn cool to see the way that they used tech that was designed to make video games is now becoming like, hey, this is a thing that can make like a beloved, amazing, technically advancing TV show.
That's
Jon Favreau is
technology
pretty
that can be
cool.
used for a lot of stuff moving
So
forward.
many stuff.
It was experimental on season 1, but now, like, when you have the Avengers fighting Thanos, you can actually do that shit with that technology. It's got to be a lot easier. Not like it's got to be easier on the actors.
Oh, yeah,
to like get
100%.
in that place, right?
Yeah.
And like,
Instead of a tennis ball or a man wearing a dog suit like that Harrison Ford movie,
Yeah.
it was a fucking man in a dog suit. Sorry. Yes, this looks awesome.
So I haven't finished the first season yet, but with there's looks like there's some cast being added to this season. Timothy Olyphant joins the cast. Michael Biehn joins the cast.
God,
And then
I forget the
you're
guy
gonna
who
have
plays Gus in Breaking
Michael
Bad.
Biehn.
Oh, is that his name? No, I thought it was something else.
No, he plays Kyle Reese in the original Terminator.
Yeah, no, the guy who plays Gus in Breaking Bad, Frayne, who plays Frayne, he's in this.
Giancarlo
yeah,
Esposito.
he
There
was
we
in the
go.
first season.
Yeah, he was at the very end. All right, sorry. go ahead.
So that, and then you have Robert Rodriguez directing at least one of these episodes. Bryce Dallas Howard's directing an episode. That's kind of cool. So, I mean, it looks cool. Obviously, I'll get around to finishing the first season and then checking this out.
The episode that she
Finish
did
the
in season
first-
1, Josh, is really good.
You haven't finished the first season.
I figured
No.
someone else would do this. Why? Just why?
my guy. I have seen you, like, I have visually seen you binge like a 13 episode series in a weekend.
Because
You
I didn't
can't get
like
through these 8 episodes?
Nah, I didn't think it was all that good.
You are fucking killing me.
You're
No,
ridiculous.
I didn't.
I'm literally.
You want me to die.
You know what? I'm going to stop.
You know what?
downloading
You know
Banfish.
what? No, that's fine. I could hit below the belt, but I won't. I won't.
Well, I mean, you're not one to talk. I mean, I've seen you binge a bunch of series, and you still owe me something for over a year, so I don't want to hear it. No,
You
no,
think
I'm
I owe
sorry.
you something still.
I think you may have stepped on your.
You think
some-
I owe you that still?
You do. You still owe me that.
Okay. You know, 10 years from now, we're going to be discussing this bet, and I'm going to tell you that I watched it long, long ago. Anyway.
So anyway, Josh.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. Do the world a favor.
No. Don't convince him. Just
No, no, no.
let him get to it.
Don't watch it and let Brian get really agitated. This will be great.
You do you, Josh. Go ahead and watch the same show for the 18th billionth time.
I just look.
And then don't watch 8 episodes. You know
I'm not
what, Josh? You
watching
need to
stuff
watch-
that I have to pay attention
You
to.
need to watch all 7 seasons of West Wing again. Like, I
haven't-
feel like
I'm in the middle of
you
that.
haven't done that.
I've done it since March. I've done that. I have not watched anything that I really need to pay attention. I haven't watched Enola Holmes.
I watched that last night.
I haven't watched
I
it.
have not watched that yet because I can't, like, I just don't have the attention span. If like, it was hard for me to get through season 2 of the Umbrella Academy, and I don't understand the concept of Amazon Prime dropping The Boys 1 episode at a time.
I'm honestly
But
waiting until they're all
here's-
out, and then I'm just gonna.
Here's the
watch
best
them.
part about
horseshit.
that. Here's the best part about that right now. If you start doing The Boys, 1 episode at a time, I know it sucks, but if you do that, when you end, the next week is Mandalorian season 2. So I'm just saying, you can just roll right into this. But it's also worth to not watch it because then Brian gets angry, and angry Brian is
No, you know what? You get this one moment of slight agitation, and then we're done. You know what, Josh? I love you, bro. I love you. You live your life, man. You do you.
I was just gonna say, I think that you do you.
As long as what you're doing involves the Mandalorian, you do you, man.
This is the way. Well, now that we're done talking about The Mandalorian, let's turn our attention to my favorite hobby. I haven't done this in a while. I go around the internet, I find the weird, I find the obscure, and then I ask these 2 yahoos here for their tech perspective. And I'm starting off with Ring. We all know Ring. It's an Amazon company. They make the doorbell, and it's got the camera on it, and you're like, hey, how are you? And then they do weird stuff. So they've just announced a slew of new products that are coming to Amazon. We got some new Echo Dots, right? We got the one that has the clock on it. We've got the new Ring. We got the new modem. We've also
clock. Stop the presses.
Stop the presses, right? We've also got the Amazon drone that goes in your house, and that's the part where I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So there's a very odd video that's inside the show notes there. I definitely recommend that you check it, but here is the concept. Let's say someone breaks into your house. Let's say there's something going fishy while you're not home. Well, that is where the new, I can't believe it's saying this, the Amazon Ring drone camera comes into play. It will then notice, hey, there's a sensor that tripped. This drone flies out of a dock, flies around your house by itself, goes to the area where there's a problem, hopefully encouraging the intruder to go, what the fuck is that? And then run away, and then flies back to its dock, all while feeding you a live video in your house. This will, of course, set you back $249.99 when it arrives in 2021. No, this is how Skynet starts. You already put Alexa in a microwave. Get out of here with this.
It's that episode of the 11th Doctor where all the boxes came. And the episode I think is called the day the Doctor stayed or something like that.
Sure.
And the boxes collect all of our biometric type information and then kill us. And that's basically what this is.
This is straight out of a Black Mirror.
Was that the 11th Doctor?
Yeah, it was Matt Smith. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he stayed with Amy and Rory.
Gotcha.
Right.
I gotcha. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't. If someone broke into your house and they saw a drone, while it's scary,
you just slap it.
yeah, you just hit it. Game over.
Right.
Right. I used something to break your door. Oh, a flying thing coming at me with no humans?
Like,
there's no
if
gun
I'm
attached
breaking
to
in,
this.
I probably am already wearing a mask. Right. Not only do I want to protect myself from whatever germs you might have in your house, I'm burglary.
Yeah, that's one industry they really don't talk about being affected.
I'm burgling you, and I'm gonna slap your drone in the face.
According to the Ring...
Do you think burglaries have gone down? They must have.
Yeah. It was,
Well, everybody's home all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The home invasions have gone way up.
Those poor burglars.
yeah, hurting our economy. The
clearly need to
burglars
cut
are
this out.
suffering. We need
Clearly
laws
need
to
to
get
cut
back
this
the
out.
burglars.
But I was just thinking, I was like, holy shit, yeah.
I guess you're right. There are going to be no Home Alone movies coming from a quarantine perspective. How sad is that? Kevin McAllister would have rocked.
Or will there?
All the time.
Will there be, okay, here's your concept.
Oh, no.
Home Alone, #quarantined.
Sure.
All right. The family went on vacation without Kevin again, but it's okay. We're coming right back. We landed. We're about to head on another plane, and then boom, lockdown happens. Now they have to stay wherever they are, and Kevin is home alone for 8 months.
Yeah.
#quarantined.
I'm worried about you. Are you okay?
That's a good concept. I'm going to pitch that to Disney.
Can someone get Brian a glass of water? Is that possible? I think he may be dehydrated.
I have a La Croix.
Oh, well, there we go. Wait, what flavor?
A Raz Cranberry. La Croix.
Josh, did you slur your speech when you were driving by the truck? You started to say raspberry, but then changed it to cranberry mid-sentence?
Yeah, I changed my mind, right? I was like, I'll have a
cranberry. No, don't type it up. Damn it.
Oh, crap.
All right.
Oh,
There was one other thing. Brian, this is kind of in your wheelhouse a little bit. They also announced a game streaming platform called Luna, which is going to be $6 a month. Currently, just early access, so no big details. Very similar to Google Stadia, and it's going to be launching with Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Sonic Mania.
You mean the games that have been out for 3
basically
years now
nothing
that I already own?
Yep. But this is a thing where, hey, you just buy the controller, it's $50, and then that's all
it
you
can
need.
epically fail like Google Stadia did?
Yeah, pretty much. That's happening. But the controller looks nice. It looks pretty.
I'm going to get a PlayStation 5 and build myself a PC, and I'm set for life.
All right, and our last story for the day. Oh, it's just always fun to beat up on somebody when they're down. Let's talk about Quibi, because no one has Quibi. T-Mobile just tried to give me another 6 months of Quibi for free, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I think I'll pass on it.
I wasn't that impressed with Dismantled. Sorry.
So here's the question. Does anybody have any pocket change? Because apparently Quibi is available for sale now.
No, it's not. I bought it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, there was a bunch of when you
Cost
when
30
you-
cents.
when you get your car detailed,
Yes.
and the place leaves all of the change they found in your center console there.
It's very nice of them, by the way.
Bought Quibi.
Oh, all right. So here's my
with it all in
question.
one place, you probably knew where it was now. That's good.
So here's my question. What do you do with it now?
Oh, I'm gonna turn it into a new social network where it's basically like you're recording. It's just FaceTime, right? So no music, no. It senses your face,
Yep.
and starts recording. But I only want people to post videos while they're taking a shit. We're still gonna call it Quibi.
So taking a
'cause then you
Quibi,
can take a Quibi.
we're
Right.
going to keep
This
the
is
taking
what
Quibi
I've
back.
You're gonna
talking
watch
about.
other people's facial expressions as they shit while you shit.
Now let me ask you a question. The big selling point of Quibi was you could turn your phone right the other way, and then content still plays. So if I turn the phone and shove it up my ass, they can still watch it, right?
But you're gonna turn that sumbitch sideways.
Turn that some
and
bitch sideways, just get it in there. It's the only
right
way
up
you're
your
going to get me
candy
Quibi in on this
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Oh my god! So there's talks of, hey, maybe TikTok should buy Quibi. Don't open up that can of worms right now. Are you an idiot?
Listen,
YouTube should buy Quibi. No, they should.
I just need to state that my statement of watching Quibi while taking a Quibi just takes on the whole new meaning with the fact that Quibi is now worth shit. So now I'm taking a Quibi while ejecting a Quibi. That's all I'm saying. It's perfect. It's Quibception. 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 Quibception.
Quibception. Quibception was right.
Quibception. Quibception is going to star all of your favorite Hollywood actors while they have 10 minutes to spare during quarantine, making odd facial expressions while taking the camera to the next person's house. It's going to be a 2-hour long epic. It's going to end with Leonardo DiCaprio, and you won't know what the heck just happened.
Will you do me a favor? Will you release the Snyder cut of that afterwards? Because I definitely want to see what Zack Snyder
Well, the
does
good
with
part
it
is
when it
all the
comes
cut footage is of Zack Snyder, so we're just going to throw that back
it
in
ends.
there.
It ends with the toilet paper roll just spinning.
out. Listen,
That's good.
there were people who were defending Quibi when I posted this on social, and the big complaint, the big point I had was, hey man, this thing is designed to be mobile and on the go, and now we're locked down, and that really hurt them. Okay, well, option number
No,
one
it was the quality of the content.
I say
Yeah, I have
option
no-
number one,
like,
don't release
no.
it. Just don't release it. Like, if it's designed to be mobile, don't
Quibi
release
should have been the one business that profited from everybody being quarantined.
be able to put it on your TV. But no, if you don't have that built in, adding
Listen.
Chromecast and Apple TV playback to an app, it should not be that hard.
We bought so much toilet paper as a country. Quibi should have been able to ride that wave to success.
Ooh, I don't like the visual on that one.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, this isn't it. I can't think of one must-see. I understand Quibi won some Emmys the other day. Also, who gives a shit about the Emmys? So, like, good job on you on winning your Hollywood award, but no one watched your shit. Like, no one cared. So, just, sorry, Quibi, it's time to go quietly into that good night. It's time to leave. You have to go. All right, well, listener, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Hey, as a special treat for you right now, I put a couple new t-shirt designs on shop.thatkindofnerd.com. Check the show notes right there. All t-shirts are now $20, so if you want to buy a t-shirt, go for it. And I made a zip-up hoodie because it's starting to get cold outside, and I figured you would want some, our faces plastered on your chest somewhere to keep you toasty. Anyway, so thank you so much for making us whatever it is that we are to you right now. We appreciate just being in your life right now. So thank you so much, and we will talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Well, welcome to the club because you are that kind of nerd.
Wow, it's been a while since I've done this. I
Indeed.
hope I remember how to do all this stuff. Been a while. Thank you. Welcome to Hey Did You See? Damn it, nope. Wrong show. My bad. All right.
That's not even the way you introed that show.
No, it's not. It's, hey, did you see? And then whatever the thing was.
That's fine.
Yeah. I think this is...
I can talk. I might have something to add as someone who knows the source material.
We just talk, and then when you start making good points, I stop talking. This is how this always worked. We're rusty. Keep going.
Apparently, we're very rusty.